we discussed about the different formulas related to the inverse trigonometric and some problems related to the inverse trigonometry, how to calculate the values and some formula. So these are the fundamental formulas in inverse trigonometry. Sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is pi by 2, where the x is in between minus 1 and 1. Tan inverse x plus cot inverse x is pi by 2, where that x is all real values. Cosecant inverse x plus secant inverse x is pi by 2, where that x is not in between minus 1 and 1. See, using these three we can solve different problems. Here I have three problems which we can solve just by using the first logic. Sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is equals to pi by 2. Using this particular logic, easily we will solve everything. Okay? Right. See, first of all, A, sin inverse x minus cos inverse x is equals to pi by 6 is given, and we need to find x. See, sin inverse x minus cos inverse x is equals to pi by 6 is given, and we know sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is equals to pi by 2. This is always happens, and this is the question. You just add these two. If you add these two, what will happen? If you add these two, we will get that 2 sin inverse x is equals to pi by 6 plus pi by 2. Okay? If you add these two, we will get that what? 2 sin inverse x is equals to pi by 6 plus pi by 2. Okay? So, 2 sin inverse x is equals to pi by 6 plus pi by 2. Just simplify it. This is 3 pi by 6 and you will get it as 4 pi by 6, right? This is when you multiply with 3 pi by 6, 3 pi plus pi is 4 pi by 6. Okay? When you cancel out with the 2, then it will become like what? Sin inverse x is equals to 2 pi by 6, and which is nothing but pi by 3. Sin inverse x is equals to pi by 3. Pi by 3 is there in the range of sin inverse x. So then since pi by 3 is in the range of sin inverse x, then we have a chance to rewrite that x as sin pi by 3. So sin pi by 3. So what is sin pi by 3? Sin 60 degrees, which is simply nothing but root 3 by 2. There is the first problem. This is given and we know it. Just add these two. If you add these two, cos inverse x will get cancelled. Left side is 2 sin inverse x and the right side is sum of these two. And on simplification, x is root 3 by 2. There ends the first problem. Right? Then we need to think about the second one. So what is the second one? Sin inverse x plus sin inverse y is equals to 2 pi by 3. And the question is, we need to find cos inverse x plus cos inverse y. Very simple actually. So we need to find cos inverse x plus cos inverse y. Just look there. See, this logic is acceptable for x, similarly for y. Okay? See, from this cos inverse x is what? Pi by 2 minus sin inverse x. Replace this cos inverse x as pi by 2 minus sin inverse x plus, and replace this cos inverse y as pi by 2 minus sin inverse y. You just try to simplify. Pi by 2 plus pi by 2 is pi minus of sin inverse x plus sin inverse y. And this sin inverse x plus sin inverse y is given as 2 pi by 3. Replace that with 2 pi by 3. On simplification, pi minus 2 pi by 3 is equals to pi by 3. There is the problem. Okay? So this is given and ask us to find cos inverse x plus cos inverse y. Meanwhile, we need to utilize this particular logic. There ends the second problem. Now, what you say about the third one? See, whereas coming to the third one, sin inverse x whole square plus cos inverse x whole square is equals to 5 pi square by 8. And we need to find the value of x. So, sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is equals to pi by 2. This is given. So, for some time, replace cos inverse x with pi by 2 minus sin inverse x. So, this particular equation will become like this. Sin inverse x whole square plus replace this cos inverse x with pi by 2 minus sin inverse x whole square, and that is equals to 5 pi square by 8. Okay? We need to find the value of x. To find the value of x, first try to find sin inverse x and then find x. Okay, right. So for convenience I am just taking this sin inverse x as some t. This is actually sin inverse x. For some for convenience I am taking it as t. So t square plus pi by 2 minus t whole square is equals to 5 pi square by 8 by treating this sin inverse x as t. So t square plus pi square by 4 plus t square minus 2 into pi by 2 into t is equals to 5 pi square by 8. We need to simplify it. We need to get the value of t. T is sin inverse x, from there x. Okay, yeah. T square plus t square is 2t square. Okay, 2t square minus 2 into pi by 2 into t is simply nothing but pi t. Okay, so this is pi square by 8 and that is 5 pi square by 8. You just multiply with 2, it will become 2 pi square by 8, and drag that 5 pi square by 8 this side, you will get it as minus 3 pi square by 8 is equals to 0. Just have a look. 2t square minus pi t, and then this is 2 pi square by 8. 2 minus 5 is minus 3 pi square by 8. We need to find the value of t. Okay, from there we need to simplify. Yeah, what to do? You just multiply everything with 8. What will happen? 8 into 2 is 16t square minus 8 pi t minus 3 pi square is equals to 0. Either you just go with the factorization. Okay, just treat it as a quadratic in terms of t. Go for a factorization or go for quadratic formula. Anything as our wish. Okay, so what I need to do? This is 63 is minus 48. Minus 48. Okay, 48 can be written as 12 fours. 16 into minus 3 is minus 48, and 48 can be written as 12 fours. So I do like this. Okay, just have a look. 16t square minus 12 pi t plus 4 pi t minus 3 pi square is equals to 0. So just I am going with the usual factorization, right? For the space I am erasing these two. Just have a look. 16t square minus 12 pi t. From there you just common out 4t. So that implies 4t of 4t minus 3 pi. Okay, plus you just common out pi, then it become 4t minus 3 pi is equals to 0. So 4t minus 3 pi is a common thing. 4t minus 3 pi into 4t plus pi is equals to 0. 4t minus 3 pi into 4t plus pi is equals to 0. So from there, see, t is equals to either 3 pi by 4 or minus pi by 4. Just have a look. T is equals to 3 pi by 4 or minus pi by 4. So what is t actually? T is sin inverse x, right? Since t is sin inverse x, so replace sin inverse x as like this. Okay, therefore sin inverse x is equals to 3 pi by 4 or minus pi by 4. So just think a minute. What is the range of sin inverse x? Sin inverse x is from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Minus 90 degrees to 90 degrees. Here 3 pi by 4. What is that angle actually? 3 pi by 4 is an angle which is there in the second quadrant. 135 degrees. Outside or after that pi by 2, right? So since this is not in the range of sin inverse x, you just neglect this 3 pi by 4 and accept this minus pi by 4. That's it. So sin inverse x is equals to minus pi by 4. Then x is equals to sin of minus pi by 4. On simplification, your answer is minus 1 by root 2. Then your answer for the problem is minus 1 by root 2. Okay, just have a look. So Just have a look. Now we need to solve these for x. Okay. First of all, sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is equals to pi by 2. See, sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is equals to pi by 2 is a standard fundamental rule of inverse trigonometry. This is always acceptable. Always in the sense, since the question is to find x, so for what values of x this is acceptable. We know the domain of sin inverse x is from -1 to 1, whereas the domain of cos inverse x is also from -1 to 1. The summation and this rule all are acceptable only for x belongs to closed interval -1 to 1. There ends the problem. The question is to find the value of x, and the given statement is this sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is equals to pi by 2. This sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is equals to pi by 2 is always acceptable, right? Since it is always acceptable, all possible inputs, all possible values of x we need to mention. The possible values of x are simply the interval -1 to 1, closed interval -1 to 1. There is the first problem. Then coming to the second one, sin inverse x plus secant inverse x is equals to pi by 2. First of all, we need to check the validity of the problem, whether the problem is valid or not. Okay, so when we are trying to check the validity of the problem, sin inverse x, okay, sin inverse x exists. Whenever sin inverse exists, sin inverse x exists if x belongs to -1 to 1. We know it. The domain of sin inverse x is -1 to 1. Okay, then the next thing is secant inverse x. So secant inverse x exists if x belongs to, what we need to say, if x belongs to, for the space I am writing here, -infinity to -1 union 1 to infinity. See, just have a look. Sin inverse x exists only in this, only for these values of x. Secant inverse x exists for these values of x. So now we need to think about sin inverse x plus secant inverse x. Some of these two exist for common values of x, the values of x which are common for these two regions. So we will conclude that therefore sin inverse x plus secant inverse x exist for x is equals to 1 or -1. Just think about it. See, here the domain is from -1 to 1. Here the domain is left side of -1, whereas the right side of 1. What are the common values for these two domains? The common values are just 1 or -1, right? So this is exist only for 1 or -1. That in the sense we need to check only for 1 or -1. Okay. So now if you place 1, what will happen? Sin inverse 1 plus secant inverse 1. What is its value? Sin inverse of 1 is pi by 2, whereas secant inverse of 1. What is the range of secant inverse? The range of secant inverse is from what? 0 to pi. 0 to pi except pi by 2. So secant inverse of 1 is acceptable at 0. Pi by 2 plus 0 is pi by 2. So this 1 is acceptable. Then you need to check for -1. Sin inverse of -1 plus secant inverse of -1. See, sin inverse of -1 is minus pi by 2, and secant inverse of -1 is simply pi. Pi minus pi by 2 is again pi by 2. So when you check for the values of x for which sin inverse x plus secant inverse x is equals to pi by 2, first of all we need to check the validity of the problem. The question is valid only for two values, 1 or -1. Now we are going to check whether they are answers or not. So replace x with 1. It is satisfying the given problem. Replace x with -1. It is also satisfying the given problem. So at the end, for this sin inverse x plus secant inverse x is equals to pi by 2, the answers are simply what? X is equals to plus or -1. These two are the possible answers for this problem. Okay, just have a look. Okay, for the first problem, the values of x are the closed interval minus 1 to 1. Whereas for the second problem, the values of x are just plus or minus 1. I think it is clear for all of you. First of all, check the validity of the problem. The problem is valid only for two values. And now you need to check whether those two values are answers or not. Okay, the problem exists for two values. We need to check whether they are answers or not by substituting in the place of x. They are answers, and at the end the problem is clear. In the same way, you just think about the next one. Sin inverse x plus cosecant inverse x. Sin inverse x exists for the same x. And what to say about cosecant inverse x? Cosecant inverse x exists for this domain itself. Whereas sin inverse x plus cosecant inverse x. Sin inverse x plus cosecant inverse x exists for x is equals to 1 or minus 1. Again, now we need to check. The problem is valid for 1 or minus 1. Now we need to check whether 1 or minus 1 is satisfying or not. So first of all, replace x with 1. Sin inverse 1 plus cosecant inverse 1. See, sin inverse 1 is pi by 2 and cosecant inverse 1 is again pi by 2, which is equals to pi. But the question is that sin inverse x plus cosecant inverse is equals to pi by 2. If you place 1, 1 is not satisfying. Similarly, you just replace minus 1. Sin inverse minus 1 plus cosecant inverse minus 1. And now this time you will get minus pi. So minus 1 is also not satisfying the given problem. 1 is not satisfying, minus 1 is not satisfying, no other value is not possible for x because the problem is valid for only two values. So those two are also not solutions. At the end for this problem, our answer is an empty set. Okay, the solution set is just empty. No solution is there for this equation. Just have a look. Okay, very simple. So using the simple concept of domain and codomain, they are trying to find the values of x. For this problem, minus 1 to 1. For this problem, plus or minus 1. For this problem, no solution. Why no solution? The problem valid for only two values and those two values are also not satisfying the given equation. There is the problem. Okay? Right. Just have a look and then I have two more problems to solve. Next, tan inverse a by x plus tan inverse b by x is equals to pi by 2. We need to find out the values of x. See, tan inverse a by x plus tan inverse b by x is equals to pi by 2 is given. But we know, what we know? Tan inverse of something plus cot inverse of something, the same angle, is equals to pi by 2. You know it, right? Tan inverse of something plus cot inverse of something is pi by 2. See, just observe it. This is a known statement. Tan inverse of some angle plus cot inverse of the same angle is pi by 2. This is the given statement. You just try to compare these two. When you compare these two, it is very clear that tan inverse of this second term, b by x, is equals to cot inverse of a by x. These two are equal. Tan inverse of b by x is equals to cot inverse of a by x. They are equal and we are trying to find the value of x. So for some time, you just consider that tan inverse of b by x is equals to cot inverse of a by x is equals to some theta. You just take these two are equals to some theta. If those two are equals to theta, then what will happen? See, since cot inverse of a by x is equals to theta, now I can write that cot theta is equals to a by x. And since tan inverse of b by x is equals to theta, I will write tan theta is equals to b by x. Okay. So just conversion from function to inverse trigonometric function. Okay. Function to inverse function. Okay. Cot inverse of a by x is theta, then cot theta is a by x. From this tan theta is b by x. Just have a look. This is tan theta, this is cot theta. We know the product of tan theta and cot theta are 1. If you multiply these two, 1 is equals to a by x into b by x. Since 1 is equals to a by x into b by x, what we have? X square is equals to ab and x is equals to root ab. Okay, there is the problem. Right? Just have a look. We need to accept only root AB here, okay? Cos inverse of A by x plus cos inverse of B by x is pi by 2. We need to find out x. Again, see with the fundamental rule, sin inverse of some angle, you say A by x plus cos inverse of the same angle, A by x is equals to pi by 2. See, sin inverse of A by x plus cos inverse of A by x is equals to pi by 2 is a known rule, and this cos inverse of A by x plus cos inverse of B by x is equals to pi by 2 is the given one. When you compare these two, okay, what will happen? Cos inverse of A by x and cos inverse of A by x gets balanced. Pi by 2 is balanced. So this cos inverse of B by x will become this sin inverse of A by x. So from there, sin inverse of A by x is equals to cos inverse of B by x. Suppose these two are equal. Since these two are equal, they are equals to same angle, you may say some theta. These two are equal and equal to some theta. So now, since cos inverse of B by x is theta, convert it into trigonometric form, cos theta is equals to B by x. And sin inverse of A by x is theta, then sin theta is equals to A by x. So cos theta is B by x, sin theta is A by x, and we know sin square theta plus cos square theta is equals to 1. Sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1. So A by x whole square plus B by x whole square is equals to 1. So when you simplify, easily you will get that A square plus B square is equals to x square. So since A square plus B square is equals to x square, you will write that x is equals to root of A square plus B square. Okay? Actually here you will get two values for x, plus or minus root of A square plus B square. But we need to consider only positive values. Why? Because since these two are equal in the sense these numbers should be in first quadrant, the common region for those two, okay? Right, that means the angle should be in first quadrant, right? See, sin inverse of A by x is theta, cos inverse of B by x is theta. What is the range of sin inverse A by x? First quadrant or fourth quadrant? What is the range of cos inverse B by x? First quadrant or second quadrant? 1 or 4, 1 or 2. The common quadrant is first quadrant. That means theta is there in first quadrant. Since theta is there in first quadrant, we need to accept only positive values for x. So at the end your answer for it is x is equals to root of A square plus B square. Okay. So these are some simple problems related to the inverse trigonometric formula. Okay. Have a look.